I know we all love romance, but hear me out. How about horror romance anime couples? Granted, this is a very short list, as horror anime and romance rarely pair together. But in today's video, we'll be doing a countdown to the top 10 horror romance couples that we know. At number 10, we have Rem and Subaru. Now I hear what you're saying. Re:Zero is not a horror anime, but that strongly depends on who you ask. When we talk about pain and loyalty, Subaru and Rem are the poster children. Now I know some people are still salty about how Subaru treated Rem, but you can't deny the bond these two shared in season 1 of Re:Zero. Rem literally died and came back multiple times, went through emotional hell, confessed her love in one of the most beautiful scenes in all of anime. And Subaru? My guy hit her with a thanks, but I still like Amelia. But here's the kicker. She didn't leave. Rem still stood by his side. She didn't just say she loved him, she meant it. That kind of unwavering, almost self-sacrificing love hits different, especially in a show where death is just around every respawn point. Sure, it's one-sided. Sure, it's heartbreaking, but that doesn't make it any less real. Rem saw the ugliest sides of Subaru and still chose him. Not because she had to, but because she wanted to. Now, if that's not horror romance material, I don't know what is. It's sweet, it's brutal, it's kinda messed up, but you'll cry for them anyway. Moving on to the next one, we have Vampire Knight. Now this is dark. Like, I love you because you're technically my sister, but also my destiny, dark. Yeah, we're doing that kind of romance. Kaname and Yuki from Vampire Knight are what you get when you mix centuries-old vampire bloodlines, ancient curses, and a whole lot of unresolved trauma. Kaname is the brooding vampire who manipulates things behind the scenes. Yuki is the girl caught in the middle, who finds out she's not just a pawn. Kaname is obsessed. Not just in a creepy way, though sometimes, yeah, very creepy, but in a way that says, I'll burn the world for you. It's twisted, it's gothic, it's dramatic as hell. And honestly, that's why we watch it. Kaname and Yuki don't give you a healthy love story. They give you the kind of romance that hurts to watch. But you keep watching anyway, because every scene makes you just want to find out how messed up it really gets. Coming in next, we have Durarara. Now this pairing is low-key underrated. Mikado and Anri are that quiet, complicated couple that sneaks up on you as you start the show. At first glance, it doesn't look like much. They're both reserved, awkward, kind of emotionally distant. But give it time and you realize these two are messed up, and it works. Mikado starts off as this sweet, innocent guy who slowly spirals into something darker. Anri, on the other hand, is dealing with a literal demon sword living inside her, feeding off her emotions and creating chaos. Like you might have guessed, this story does not have a happy ending. Mikado and Anri never had the typical sparks flying moment, but their connection is real. And it's scary how much they do for each other if pushed. At number 7, we have Senjougahara and Araragi. Now these two are not a safe couple. They're toxic and a little bit terrifying, and I loved every second of it. Senjougahara doesn't fall in love. She claims Araragi like he's a prize she just won. And Araragi leans into it. He embraces the fact that his girlfriend might actually kill him if she felt like it. That's, oddly romantic. But jokes aside, their relationship is deep. Like, trauma bonded through supernatural disasters and personal demons deep. Senjougahara opens up in ways no one else gets to see. Araragi stops being the hero and becomes someone who truly listens to her. The horror here isn't just from the oddities or the creatures. Although that's arguable. What hits home for me is that their love story hurts, but it also heals. And somehow, in all the weird, surreal madness of Monogatari, this chaotic mess of a couple feels right. If you're into weirdly intelligent conversations, sharp objects, and love that bites harder than the monsters, this one's for you. Okay, yes, we have more Vampire Night. Sue me. But this one's got a whole different flavor. Yuki and Zero are that slow burn, enemies to trauma partners pipeline. They start off in this tense, bittersweet dynamic where Zero hates that he's becoming a vampire, and Yuki is the only one trying to hold him together. He pushes her away constantly, but you can see it in his eyes. He's already fallen. What makes this pairing hit so hard is the way the anime depicts longing. The way Zero can't bring himself to hurt Yuki, even when he's barely holding on to his humanity. It's painful and it's intense. This is the couple you root for, even though you know the story won't let them be together. Their love feels doomed from the start, but it's still there. Kinda. Strapping in on number 5 because this one actually hurts. Lucy and Kouta from Elfen Lied are the very definition of beautifully broken. We're talking childhood trauma, memory loss, extreme violence, and a body count that keeps climbing. Now imagine all of this wrapped in one of the most twisted love stories anime has ever thrown at us. Lucy isn't just your typical tragic girl. She's a full-blown killer. A Diclonius with invisible arms that tear people apart like tissue paper. But Kouta becomes the soft spot for her. Kouta doesn't remember at first, which makes it all the more heartbreaking when the truth finally hits him. He realizes that Lucy's pain is somehow his fault. This is definitely not a healthy romance. Well, I mean, which horror anime is anyway? At number 4, we have Uzumaki. And you're probably thinking, Uzumaki doesn't do romance. But somehow, right in the center of all that disturbing horror, you've got Kiri and Shuichi, a couple quietly fighting back against an entire town being thrown into chaos. They're not exactly lovey-dovey. There's no kissing in the rain. But what we do get is 2 teenagers watching their entire world rot. Literally. And refusing to leave each other's side. Shuichi knows something is wrong long before anyone else does. And Kiri trusts him. Even when everyone around them is losing their minds, she stays. Kiri and Shuichi never let that happen to each other. Now that's love in a horror anime. Moving on to number 3, this is one anime that would wreck your heart. Ganta and Shiro aren't just childhood friends. They're soul-deep connected, in a way that gets more painful the longer you watch. Shiro is cheerful, innocent, and weirdly attached to Ganta. But behind the smile is the very person who destroyed Ganta's life. And he doesn't know it. Shiro is both the light in Ganta's darkness and the monster at the center of it. And when the truth finally cracks open, it doesn't lead to revenge. It leads to heartbreak. And I'm not just talking about the characters. Their bond is tragic and deeply uncomfortable, but so incredibly human. It asks, if the person you love also ruined your life, could you still choose them? In Deadman Wonderland, Ganta does. And it's the most beautiful nightmare you'll ever sit through. Finally, moving on to something soft. Well, kind of. Tomoe and Nanami from Kamisama Kiss are like your classic romance, with just the right amount of bite. You've got a fox yokai who's lived for hundreds of years, full of arrogance and a bad attitude. And then you've got Nanami, a broke high school girl who accidentally becomes a local god. If you're wondering how this happens by accident, yeah, me too. Their first meeting is chaotic. Tomoe wants nothing to do with her, but Nanami is persistent. She fights for her place. And slowly, So slowly, Tomoe starts to melt. Not just from her determination, but from who she is, her heart, her stubbornness, her kindness. And once the feelings do hit, they hit hard. Tomoe isn't just protective, he's devoted. Now, this isn't horror in the bloody sense, but there is danger. Dark spirits, death gods, supernatural contracts that threaten to erase their entire bond. And through it all, they choose each other. It's magical. It's romantic. It's got just enough chaos to make you believe that maybe the scariest thing is falling in love. And finally, at number 1, the couple that grows questionable the more the romance continues. When Yuki's phone is transformed into a future diary that predicts the future, I think it's safe to say that chaos is afoot. No, Yuno isn't just in love, she's obsessed. She'll kill, manipulate, and rewrite timelines just to be with him. A dream, right? At first, Yukiteru is scared, overwhelmed by this insane show of devotion, and rightfully so, too. But in a world where betrayal is the norm, her twisted loyalty becomes his only constant. What starts as fear slowly morphs into dependence, even affection. Their relationship is dangerous, unbalanced, and soaked in blood. Yuno's madness and Yukiteru create a love story that defies logic, morality, and time itself. And somehow, it works, in its own horrific way. And there you have it. 10 anime couples who took the whole love hurts thing way too literally. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Argue your ships. And if you like this messy little trip through love and horror, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to get more anime content like this. Until next time.